so good at this? Is it on? Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, see, that's the wonderful part. I'm learning so fast. Welcome to Jamaica Center for Arts and Learning, and more specifically, welcome to Meet the Playwright, which is a monthly series of new plays by local playwrights. So we're not going to see, Eugene O'Neill or anybody else. You're going to see somebody tonight by the name of WillieAnn Gissendanner, and we'll introduce her later. Apparently, she has a fan club in the house. That works. For a really quick background on Meet the Playwright. There we go. Meet the Playwright. It started in last year, 2020. Oh, year before last. Oh my God, that was 2 years ago. I figured it was COVID. Did you hear about that stuff? For all intents and purposes, the theater here, Jamaica Center for Arts and Learning, realized they've got two theaters in this building, and the large one that some of you went down to that looks like the church. Okay, that one too. And they were sitting there dark. So how do you reach people who are cooped up in their houses for months, years, etc.? So we thought maybe we'll go online, and Meet the Playwright was born. So the first season was 100%, 95% online, but you guys came back. So thank you for that. So this season has been 100% in the house, live and living color, so give yourselves a hand, please. We have had new people in every month. We do a January through June season. January and February has belonged to COVID for the last 2 years, so I think next year we'll have a whole 6 months, kind of maybe, but I really appreciate it. So actually, WillieAnn's play tonight is the last one for the season. We'll be back, but I'll tell you about that later on. So in the meantime, I have to read this because otherwise I'll forget and then WillieAnn will beat me up, which is, that's the other part. I have to wave to the people online because I promised them I would do that. It's not only Queens, it's not only New York City, it's not only New Jersey and the tri-state area. I have friends in, believe it or not, the Maldives, I believe that's how you pronounce it, but I had people writing me from Australia for last time, and I thought, this is cool. So I've got California and Arizona and Texas and Illinois. Yeah, never mind the East Coast, that, we're always all over each other. But it does make a difference, and people are watching. So for those of you on YouTube, I love you. Welcome. I'll see you soon. But in the meantime, thank you, and write wonderful things about. And to be specific, I am Brenda Jones. I'm the curator for the series. So I've had the joy of working with WillieAnn and all the other playwrights, and it has been a joy. So enough about me and how wonderful I am. So let's talk about the play. So, and I'm reading this because if not, I'll forget. I'm not an actor. Tonight's presentation from playwright WillieAnn Gissendanner is entitled Pearls and Swine, This Body is Mine. With the very recent legal rulings, women have found their bodies being the battleground of governmental authority. But what of the woman herself? Not speaking of medical procedures or the true sense of conception when it happened, but what about her yearning for very hot Brazilian hot coffee, or maybe pickle and ketchup sandwiches? How about her? Her idiosyncrasies, her life. So we're going to join the play this evening, because this is not the entire play. You'll have to catch that somewhere else, but we'll talk about that later too. Scene 1, which is in Zena's apartment. Zena is our hero of the night, heroine. Zena is a young, single, aspiring actress who shares her apartment with her boyfriend, who is a politically aspiring young man, who is also the single son of a successful businessman and a socialite mother. So to be specific, the title is actually has been handed down from other people, and we've all heard it, but it's from actually Matthew 7, verse 6, which is, "Do not give what is holy to the dogs, nor cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn and tear you to pieces." So, ladies and gentlemen, playwright WillieAnn Gissendanner's Pearls and Swine, This Body is Mine, but there's one more thing. It's not a magic trick. It's called Turn It Off. Turn it down. Don't think you're going to put it under your thigh. We won't hear it. Yes, we will. Turn them down, buzz them, whatever. But good night.
I told you my parents were coming over. Didn't I tell you to change?
Yes, you did.
So I didn't.
What a lovely apartment. And right in the very heart of New York City. You've lived here, what, a little over 2 years?
I lived here a little more than 5 years.
Really? I thought Keith said he moved here about 2 years ago.
Keith moved in just over a year ago.
Oh, so you were already living here?
Yes, that's right.
I see. Keith says that you're interested in the theater.
I'm an actor.
Don't you mean actress?
Either is acceptable.
Really? How interesting. So you were serious about the acting business?
I am very serious about my career.
All things considered, of course, things are different now.
I'm sorry?
My plan's to run for Congress. Cena realizes how passionate I am about it.
Oh, yes, of course. Isn't it wonderful? So proud of KJ. From the time he was very little, well, he was passionate about everything. Life without passion steals your soul. My passion was opera.
Mom has a beautiful voice for sure, but being a wife and mother has really been her passion. Right, Ma?
Yeah, yes, of course, but I'm rather proud to confess I hold a master's degree in music from Howard University. I sang in the Glee Club there. I was offered the opportunity to study opera at the Juilliard School.
You were offered the opportunity?
I declined it.
But why?
What happened, Mom?
You happened. That's what happened.
It must have been a very difficult decision.
No, I did a Coretta King.
You did a what?
Coretta Scott King studied to be an opera singer and gave it all up to be by her husband's side. Gave up her dream and passion to become a devoted wife and mother. I did the same thing.
What a sacrifice.
But you want for nothing, right, darling?
I want for nothing. Nothing at all. Anyway, it was a different time. Today, women can have great accomplishments even in spite of motherhood and mastery.
Hello, Earth to Elizabeth Ann. Let's remember the reason for our visit.
Keith, what's going on?
Sina, are you sure you should be indulging?
Mom's wondering if it's safe for you to be drinking wine right now.
Why wouldn't it be?
Well, you know. Anyway, hey, we thought this would be the perfect time.
The perfect time for what?
Keith Sr. and I are celebrating our 35th wedding anniversary, and we thought, why not make it a double celebration?
35 years, a lifetime and then some. But we stuck it out.
Congratulations. But why?
Why what, dear?
Well, why would you have to stick it out?
Excuse me?
It sort of sounds like you're saying your marriage had to be endured and tolerated.
Not at all. We have a wonderful marriage. Vadere pupille saete d'amore le vostre favilla sangrate nel sen. Don't we, KS?
You can't find a better marriage than ours anywhere.
Of course, I'm sure. But what is this double celebration?
Zena, I have something to tell you. Technically, ask you.
We've all agreed.
Agreed.
You and I, we're getting married.
What?
Zena, be my wife and the mother of my child.
You can't be serious.
Zena, I mean, don't leave me hanging in front of my parents.
She's speechless. Give her a chance to catch her breath.
This is crazy.
Crazy exciting, right?
We could have a beautiful late spring or early summer or a June wedding. How fabulous would that be?
We want to give you the wedding and the honeymoon. The Caribbean, Italy, Tuscany, Paris, South Africa, whatever you want.
Keith, we've been together almost 2 years, and you never mentioned anything of my meeting your parents until now.
Shame on you, KJ. I apologize for his negligence, but that's all in the past now. Let's take this glorious opportunity to embrace a bright future. We're giving you a dream wedding. Only wish we had a daughter of our own to give a beautiful wedding, but we don't. So we're doing it for you. Isn't that fabulous? I've already contacted this wonderful wedding planner. So you need to look in your calendar and let me know when to set up appointments to shop for wedding dresses. I've made a tentative appointment at Saks Fifth Avenue.
I thought we decided on Macy's and Kleinfeld's.
No worries, either is acceptable.
You're right. Okay, my Zena, let's do this thing.
Excuse me?
Nothing, my dear. I'm sure I misspoke. The things didn't happen the way we'd hoped, but this could work. Yeah, this could really work out. It could really happen. Me, the father of a future congressman, the husband and father angle, perfect. Just the beginning. You're laying a good and solid foundation for your political career. Get ready to run for Congress, son.
Hello, Sydney? Yeah, now is not a good time.
Don't you touch my phone. Hi, Sydney. What's up? Answering my phone. You must have lost your damn mind.
Zena, now is not a
Yeah,
We have
trying
guests.
to show off for his here. What? You saw a what? Oh, well, only one. You're right. The rest of them probably waiting for you to go to bed so you can go out and raid your kitchen. You get it? Raid your kitchen. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean to laugh. Oh, you mean the spray that the exterminator left from before? Did you say that stuff might be toxic? Well, why not just call for the building exterminator then? Oh, right. He's on vacation. Oh, I'm sorry. It's my neighbor, Sydney Levin. She lives next door. She about to lose her mind over seeing one roach. Sydney, Keith's parents are visiting. Keith Sr. and Elizabeth Ann Dubois. What a surprise, yes. I don't know, but I got my eyes open. Oh, of course. Sydney says it's nice to meet you.
And you as well, Sydney.
Sydney's a good friend of mine. She lives next door, and she's a fellow actor.
Sydney Levin. That's some name. Might I have seen her in something?
Maybe, I don't know what you've seen.
Touche.
So she's an actress too? My, you ladies have certainly chosen a challenging profession for yourselves.
Just following our bliss.
Any interesting projects in the works for you too?
Roaches.
Excuse me?
We working on getting rid of that roach in Sydney's kitchen.
Miss Sydney Loving seems to be quite the wit.
She just can't stand roaches. Neither can I. You know what I mean.
No, I don't.
You never have roaches?
No, never.
What's your secret?
No secret, never an issue. Just keep things clean and food inaccessible.
Is that right? Okay. Hey, Sydney, I'll bring the stuff to you over later. But careful now. I know it says it's not toxic, but I'm not so sure. You crazy. I know. You hate to kill those creepy, crunchy creatures. They just trying to survive like the rest of us. And you can keep it if you want. My roaches are under control. At least for now, anyway. All right. You can bring it back tomorrow, but it's not necessary.
So nice to have a close friend as a neighbor, I suppose.
Nothing better.
Must be a comfort to you. You're having a close friend and neighbor next door.
Sydney and I think it's a blessing. We could work on projects from the comfort of our living rooms. We can't think of a better place to live and die than right here when it's time to shuffle off our motor coil.
Oh my.
Right, Sydney? Come on over and join us. And pick up the roach spray yourself. We're just having cocktails. Sparkling water. Of course not. Not yet, anyway.
Sparkling water, of course.
I'm sorry?
Sparkling water, it's always in good taste.
Zena, you're being rude. Get off the phone. You're embarrassing me.
Relax, son. No harm, no foul. This Sydney sounds fascinating. Miss Loving, love to meet you in person. Don't be shy. Come and join us in person. Enough with the phone.
Oh, you hear that, Sydney? Yeah, Keith Sr. would like you to come join us.
KS.
Another time, perhaps. Oh, yes, I sure will.
Well, she sounds like a charming woman. So glad to have made your acquaintance, Ms. Loving, even by phone.
Keith, please.
What, Mom?
Not you, your father.
What? What is it? What'd I do?
Edward Dubois, how dare you?
What?
You hear that? The truth's a bitch, ain't it? All right, tomorrow, Sydney. Later.
Damn it! Sydney's always over here. They're always on the phone.
Stay focused, son. Everything you've been working for, everything we've envisaged for you is coming to pass. You need the family man image. And now you have it. Beautiful wife, baby on the way. Zena, be the frosting on the cake if you gave us a boy.
What?
Wife and child. Norman Rockwell could not have painted a more perfect image. Remember, son, it's all about the image. Now play up the pro-life angle, you know? Well, this will work out even if you start showing before the marriage. It's not like in the old days. Back in the day, this would have been the kiss of death. You'd have to cut her loose, disassociate yourself, even if you did the deed. Well, now, don't get me wrong, you provide for your responsibility, but make yourself scarce in life. And then go hurry up and marry the homecoming queen. That is, if you're serious about the political game. But you got no worries. It's time for Black America to up the game. You working it right.
Pro-choice, pro-life. I haven't given much thought to either.
I'm thinking pro-life is the way to go, given your situation and the political climate.
Suppose the political climate changes.
Well, then so shall you.
I hear you.
Just keep it to family values. Wife, mother, apple pie.
Yeah, but this acting career thing could get in the way of that.
I think her being in the family way may have taken care of that, if you get my meaning.
I hope you're right. Just sometimes lately, she's getting out of hand.
Do whatever you need to do to check that. Now, roses usually work for me. Don't let on to your mother I said that.
Don't let on to me about what?
Oh, nothing. We were just discussing the pro-life, pro-choice issues and your feelings about it.
My feelings? Life is sacred, period.
I'm sure glad to hear that, Mom. I might not be here.
As I was telling Zena, I loved opera, lived opera, especially when I was in college, but sometimes sacrifices have to be made for the greater good.
You know, come to think of it, I do remember. Sometimes you'd be like cooking or cleaning around the house and you'd sing along with your, let me get this right, your Marian Anderson, your Leontine Price, and your Beverly Sills records.
I had my dreams.
But you grew up and faced reality, didn't you, Mom?
Did you ever think about what might have been? The things that you might have accomplished?
I live a fulfilling life. Invitations to our holiday parties are highly prized.
But what about your passion for the opera?
Coretta Scott King supported Dr. King, and I felt I needed to do the same thing. My husband needed me to support him in his work, to be by his side, to be the mother of his children. When you love a man, you give yourself to him, body and soul. It's the only choice.
So you believe a woman should make herself available to her husband's desires, sexual and otherwise, no matter what?
I don't think I understand.
Sometimes a woman becomes pregnant without any say-so in the matter. Right, KJ?
Zena, I don't think sex is a topic of discussion with my parents.
I don't see why not.
I know this wonderful OBGYN woman. I thought you'd be more comfortable with a woman doctor. I know I am.
Keith, what is she talking about?
We already have a doctor, Mom. Right, Zena?
Oh, of course. This is so exciting. You are going to make such a beautiful bride. Don't you think it best to have the wedding before you start showing?
Showing?
I couldn't resist telling them the news.
What news?
The phone call with Dr. Hart. The test results.
I don't know what you think you know, but that's not it.
Okay, now calm down,
Oh,
okay?
no,
I just
what
thought-
gives you and your family the right to come into my home and to tell me what's to be done with my body and my life? Wait, did I ask you? Do I know you?
You are carrying our first and maybe only grandchild, our blood. That's what we know.
That gives us the right, dear.
You have no rights here. Now, please, leave.
I wondered why Keith never mentioned you all that much before now, but now I see why. Your true colors are showing, my dear.
Oh, really?
Zena. Zena, darling. Of course you're right. I can understand how you might see us as forcing our interests on you. You're absolutely right. You sure are. But how many chances does a couple with only one child get to be grandparents? Well, please forgive us for our being a little overzealous.
You still trying to play me?
Okay, you out of line. Now you need to watch how you speak to my parents.
So I need you to leave now.
Well, I
Please.
never.
Listen, maybe Zena's right. Okay, give us a chance to work things out alone. I'll see you two to the car.
You should see them home, Keith.
What?
You leave too, please.
You want me to leave my own home?
Your own home is with your parents. You only share the rent here. That's all you do.
Come on, Keith. Might be a good time for you to come on home with us now. Give Zena some time to come to her senses and do the right thing. Let our grandchild be born. Zena, I hope you know that Jesus is watching you.
I wonder if Jesus was watching me back on my birthday.
Why on earth would you say that?
Say what?
About Jesus watching you on your birthday.
Well, you know, don't you, Keith?
Oh, Jesus, help me.
Oh, but Jesus didn't help me on my birthday, did he, KJ?
Son, what is she talking about?
Do you want me to tell them, Keith? Do you want me to? Because
Mom, Dad, we need to go. Okay, just come on. I'll be back tomorrow.
not tomorrow. I need some time to myself.
Well, how much time do you need?
I don't know.
What's that mean?
It means I don't know.
So you think you can treat me this way? Huh? You think you can talk to me like this?
Let's just take a moment and take a deep breath here. It might be good to step away from the situation for the sake of clarity.
Okay, Mom, you just stay out of this?
KJ, who do you think you're talking to?
Boy, what is wrong with you?
Dad, I'm sorry. Mom, but I need to settle this.
It's already been settled as far as I'm concerned. Now please, leave.
How could you do this to me?
Like I said before, I'm putting the oxygen mask on myself first. That's how.
Oxygen mask?
Let's get out of here. I want to go home. Now.
What is going on here? Son, I thought you said she would do anything for you at the drop of a hat. Where's the hat, son? Why didn't you drop the hat? Come on, son.
Hi, Sydney. I know it's last minute, but do you have any free time this afternoon? I've been doing a lot of thinking the last couple of days, and I don't know. I have this feeling. I can't explain it. Would you come with me to Planned Parenthood? You will? Yeah, I'm dressed. Just gonna get a cup of coffee. I'll get you a cup. Thanks, Sydney. Ring my bell when you're ready. Later. Phone ringing? Who is it? Hello? Oh, yes, that's right. UPS pickup? That's right, Mr. Keith Dubois. Yes, that's fine. Thank you. Where are my keys?
You startled me. I thought you'd be at your dance class. This was in front of the door. Roach spray Sydney borrowed the other day when my parents were here.
What are you doing here?
These beautiful roses, they don't hold a candle to you. I couldn't stop thinking about you. I couldn't take it any longer. I had to come. On the way here, there was this man, he was selling roses, and I just grabbed every single one he had in the bucket. I didn't even wait for him to wrap them up. I wanted to hurry home to you.
They're laughing. But I said, Elizabeth Ann really did well because I said, I have a master's degree.
It's a good deal, I suppose, huh?
I went out of my way and spent a lot of money on these roses. Okay. You know what? Roses don't matter. You matter. You having my baby? The only thing that matters.
The only thing that matters. Which, me or a baby?
They can't be one without the other, right? Come on, Zena. It's been 2 days, okay? I want to come home. Come on now. We can work this out.
It's already been worked out.
Can't be worked out without me. Look, we created life out of our love.
There was no love and no creation. Only your control. Till I was your fool, body and soul.
Oh, so now you playing the victim?
Oh, the very moment you moved into this apartment, you changed. The sweet, kind man I'd fallen in love with disappeared. Walking on eggshells, agreeing with every little stupid opinion of yours, just to get along with you. And for what?
Okay, where do you get off?
Here. Here is where I get off. Rather, where you get out.
Get real. This is some bull.
Is it now?
Look, I'm willing to tolerate your attitude. To a point. You are the wife, the mother of my child after all. But no matter what, I have a father's right.
You wanna bet? This body is mine. You have no say-so.
Okay, don't you think things have gone far enough?
You hurt me so bad.
You carrying my baby, my seed, a part of me inside of you, inside of your body right now. Don't you understand what that means to me?
To love and to cherish and then to do what you did to me. To someone that you say that you love.
Let me make it up to you, okay? You know you want to. Come on.
Make it up to me? It's impossible. Yeah, I thought I wanted a life with you. Maybe even kids, but no more. Now please, put my keys on the table and get out.
Look, there's something I never told you before, okay? Let me just say this, please. Maybe if you knew, you feel differently about me. I thought, look, I had a severe case of the mumps when I was a child.
Should I get the violins?
The doctors told my parents I would never be able to father children.
So sorry for your loss.
You being pregnant proves them wrong. Don't you understand? I have fathered a child. It may be my only chance.
When all else fails, try pity.
Are you hearing me? It may be my only chance. Please, Zena, I'm begging you. Please don't kill my only chance to be a father.
It is always about what you want, what you need.
What do you want from me?
I want you to put my keys on the table and get out.
So you
I
just-
never want to see you
So
again.
You just gonna throw all we've been together away? Come on now, you're not that heartless.
What you wanted, I did. What you wanted, I gave, and it was never enough. And you did your best to try to sabotage my career. And when I stood up to you, you threw me down on the ground and you
Come off it! Really? Come on now. You know the way we do.
I know the way we do, all right.
You wanted it. Admit it. Look, you and I both know I know what you need, okay? Now let me take care of you. Come here. You know you want to.
When you forced me on the ground and you pushed yourself inside of me, that's when you died. And I'm not mourning your death.
Okay, don't you think it's time for your little theater antics to come to an end? I get it. I get it now. Maybe rape is your fantasy. Because you and I both know what happened. You stopped struggling as soon as I told you I would take that stupid rehearsal of yours. You gave in.
I gave up. I begged you to stop. I begged you, but you wouldn't until you released your poison inside of me. And you left me there, covered in your own mess. You picked up your pants and you walked away.
You killed my baby. I swear I'll kill you.
You killed it yourself already. When you raped me, you killed it. If I were to give it birth, it wouldn't get to stay. It ain't gonna jump the line through me. No more casting my pearls before swine.
What? Jump the line? Are you calling me swine?
A hit dog will holler. Listen, no more from you, Keith. This body is mine. You hear me? No more using it for your service and your pleasure. You hear me? No more.
Okay, you better watch yourself.
Oh, really? You killed me for almost 2 years already. Now get out.
Where's your heart?
On the floor, where you left me. I'd rather kill myself than ever be with you again.
Oh, so that's how you really feel about me, huh? Is it?
Mm-hmm.
You're a fool.
Huh? You're right. I'd just be a fool to let you go.
Welcome back to your senses.
You remember Al Green in the grits? You remember him? And that woman that cooked him up some hot grits? Poured it right on his head. Hot and buttery. She served it right up on his ass. Aunt Jemima on the grits box, huh?
Grits box, Aunt Jemima, what are you talking?
Come on, let me cook you some hot grits and butter. Don't that sound good? But don't you go to sleep now. Don't you go to sleep, because Aunt Jemima would be delighted to cook you up some hot buttery grits.
Okay. You get the Oscar. Enough already.
You raped me. Ain't no rape baby coming out of me, Lord mercy, Jesus. I want to cook up some hot grits for you right now, but you ain't worth the jail time. Now put my keys on the table and get out.
You can't do this to me.
I didn't do it to you. When you get a chance, look in the mirror and you'll see who did it to you.
Real sexual intellectual you are. Little fucking know-it-all.
All those rights reserved for you.
Okay, look, I shouldn't have said that. Okay, please, I'm sorry.
You and your father, you still trying to play
Okay,
me?
how dare you bring my father into this?
You dragged him into this when you and your family conspired to take over my life.
Conspired? Don't flatter yourself. Enough of this crap, all right? Enough already.
Keith, don't make me call the cops, because you know what they'll do to you and your black ass, Mr. Congressman.
Baby, don't do this to me. Don't. Baby, I'm on my knees.
Oh, Keith, don't humiliate yourself.
My things. What about my things?
UPS is expecting your call.
You bitch!
Oh, I don't see your daddy anywhere in this room.
Guess what? Sex wasn't even that good.
I agree with you.
ABFs. You and your Sydney. Ancient black females who got about a snowball's chance in hell of making it on stage or screen. But a theater toilet attendant might be lucrative. Bet you can get an audition for that.
I wonder how this will play out on Facebook when you run for Congress. Don't fuck with me, Keith. I will put out both your eyes and sleep like a baby tonight. Now put my keys on the table.
Have a good time? Okay, we'll make it. Oh, anti-Keith medicine. Bet you guys thought you were going to get up here and listen to some political diatribe. Ha ha! But we're going to take the time now. We're going to do a little quick Q&A because we're going to ask the playwright to come to the stage. Ms. Gissendanner, please. Any seat you'd like, it's open to you. Could I have the house lights up just a little bit? Whatever makes you happy. And we're going to take any questions from the house. If you don't have any, I'm going to make some up. There's a question right there. Okay, you're going to have to be really loud because there's no mic out there and I can't get you in time. Abdul? Okay, because I might repeat your question because we're also online, so they may not hear you. So I'm not being redundant.
I just wanted to know your inspiration for the play, for the story, right, for the writing, was the social events and the current events on abortion and everything within that matter. Was that your main inspiration, or was it something else that may have given you some great inspiration?
Okay, the question is for those who are at home and YouTubing in their pajamas, it's what was the inspiration for the playwright to write the play?
I have to admit that the issue of Roe v. Wade was my primary inspiration. And I started writing this play 4 years ago. So what happened day before yesterday, I didn't know it was coming like that. You know, but that was, and also, I wanted to write a play that deals with women's plights. The things that women have to go through in order just to get along. And I love men, but let me be clear here. What I'm talking about is a woman, the things that a woman has to go through in her body, and then to carry a child, and then to be afraid that the person who fathered the child will be angry with her because she's pregnant. So how dare the United States government and mostly men, and mostly men who are not of color, are deciding what a woman can do with her own body. And what really galls me is that people who are well off don't have this issue. And it's crucial that all of us who are of color and those of us who are not of color, who understand the plight of people of color, will join with us and make sure that the political structure that's growing now, that the weeds that are growing get trampled on and buried.
We need another question before it's too late. Another question. Okay, Reverend White, because the lights are, just go ahead and ask.
Okay, I understand you're saying that of the issue of today in the Roe versus Wade of today, but when you go back and talk about Coretta Scott King, because we know of the women of the old, their choices was not to put their career first. Their career first became family, husband, children. So whatever they had to do, even giving up school to raise children, and they put their husband first. And then afterwards, they put their children, they furthered their children's education, not their very own. So when you're going back with the Coretta Scott King story and women's choice with their bodies and stuff like that, women of old, they had so many children because of the, not the birth controls wasn't available then. So maybe they didn't have the choice to. Well, that's the whole point. They should have had the choice. It should have always been a choice. It should have always, there never should have been racism. There never should have been slavery. And when you talk about correct, the point is, you'll see in the full production, 2 positions are presented. The Coretta Scott King position and the position of another woman, Sydney, the friend, who is living her life the way she wants to live it. You know, so we're not saying at all that women didn't have the rights that they have now. They didn't. But the point is, they should have had the rights. We should have had the rights, and we should do everything in our power now to keep the rights. Now, nobody is saying that Coretta Scott King made a bad decision, but it was her choice. That's all I'm talking about, the right to choose for yourself what happens to your body.
I have a question. Within the play, Elizabeth Ann, Keith's mom, says she's making the Coretta Scott King decision. Within the play, was that her choice, or did she just feel that was what she was supposed to do?
Well, you know, that's a very good question. Back when Elizabeth Ann conceived
Keith Jr.
Jr.
KJ.
It was a time when getting married, if you was in the family way, was the right thing to do. And, you know, also going to college, there are a number of women who went to college not to get a BA, but to get an MRS degree. So
Masters of Residential what?
So I think that's the answer.
Absolutely. Do I hear another question somewhere there? No, there you are. I'm sorry.
Just a quick two-parter. That was the very at the top. That was the top of the play.
No.
Oh, okay. I really appreciated how you used, even though it's we're talking about her choice and her right to, that there's that underlying also theme about other ways in which her body was being controlled. And so that really touched me, and I wanted to know if that was your intention, to show in which ways, like, with him raping her, and I mean, it almost seemed like he had a plan. He decided that this is how he wanted a family. He was going to take it, and I think that's something that a lot of times that we miss when we start judging women who make decisions, and I just wanted to know if, when you were sitting to write the play, how much of that came about organically, or did you set out to say, okay, I'm also going to add these other ways in which her body was controlled?
Thank you for that. It was all of that, because as I don't want to give the story away from the beginning, but if you notice in the beginning of the scene, Keith walks over to Zena. She's sitting on the sofa, and he says, "Didn't I tell you my parents were on the way over? Why didn't you change?"
Right.
So already you know that he's controlling her. And this is the first time that she has defied him and not changed. And so all through the first act of the full piece, you'll see Keith having his way. And I'm dying to tell you what happened.
Thank you, Jesus.
But I'm holding the sit because I wanted to make sure to create a story where people can see subtly, because sometimes we take things for granted. We take women for granted. women take men for granted sometimes too. You know, but we take we take it for granted that, oh, having sex, no big deal. But back in the day, if a woman allowed a man to partake of the jewel that she is, then after he partakes, he just says, and go, and what did Keith Sr. say? You take responsibility for the deed, but get in the wind. Don't be around. Go ahead and marry
The homecoming
another way to
queen.
say the pure virgin girl. Now you can't be not be a virgin without the help from a man.
That's it, say it.
But we always blame the woman.
That's it.
You know, she's fallen. She's no account no more. And her child is worthless. And her child doesn't even, well, now it's changed. That back in the day, if a woman found herself pregnant, she got put out of her house. You know, out of church. On the street. I know personally of an experience where the poor girl was going around from house to house begging for food. Where is that man? You know, and so, but the culture treats it as if men are to be cherished and women are to be tolerated.
Ooh.
And so,
Another question, because otherwise we're going to be here all night long. Because
I don't want to interrupt that train of thought.
too late now.
Something that I noticed in this play was that it seemed that every character, except for Sydney, was driven by fear of some version. She threatened him with the phone that was going to ruin his career. The mother seemed that she was fearful of how would society perceive her if she chose any other life. Obviously, every character in this, every choice they were making, and there was something very unique about your heroine is that she was really trying to break free of that. She just wanted to put an end to making choices based in fear. And it was, her courage was so palpable to me.
thank you. Thank you. That is what I wanted to come across. Because she's an intelligent person. She's very smart. But just like she said, everybody's somebody's fool. Guess I must be yours. And so everybody has maybe, I won't speak for everybody because I can't speak for everybody. But most of us have an Achilles heel. It's somebody who can get to us like nobody else can. And I wanted to show that you mentioned Sydney. In the full production, you're looking at Sydney. But to meet the requirements of this festival, it could only be 4 actors. So I wrote Sydney's physical presence out and gave her lines to Zena. So when Zena says, I'll put both your eyes out and sleep like a baby tonight, Sydney taught her a few things. and I'll share this much with you, just this much. You see Elizabeth Ann, who got married and had a child and didn't have her career. And then there's Sydney, who ended a pregnancy in a way. But she is independent. She lives on her own. It's her choice. So between Sydney and Elizabeth Ann, Zena can see both sides. And that's it. So, but after she talks to Sydney, Zena still hasn't made up her mind. And the scene you just saw was actually Keith and his family making up her mind by showing up and telling her what to do with her life and her body. She don't even know
So, I hope I answered that.
Whoever, just speak out because I can't see any of you. Okay, go ahead, Pauline.
Something that I found very interesting. He did not feel that he raped her. And in life, you know, a lot of times men do things and they do not feel that they raped you. You know, that's a big thing. Even for black men, for white men, for all men. They do not realize what they're doing is called rape. A lot of the times.
That's a very significant point. And you know how we do.
Yeah, how we do.
You know, and see what he's been doing, he's been having his way all along, any way he wanted to have it.
Right.
And now, when she said, so, and deep down he knows what he did. Just like, what's his name on the Supreme Court? Kavanaugh? He knew what he did. And that other idiot, Clarence?
We need to stay open for a little while longer. Please, hold on. We need government money to make that work. Okay, gentlemen, right here. I'm sorry. Okay, we'll get to him, then I'll get to you. Make it quick, because she's going to beat you up.
Small question, because you were this particular play was defending the perspective from a woman's point of view. Do you think that you were just trying to show a mutual perspective of accountability from both a man and a woman's perspective of the play?
If I'm understanding your question, are you asking me if I was objective?
No, I'm asking, were you trying to show both sides? Because it's basically, in this particular story plot, it's a two-way street, basically. So I'm asking, were you trying to show just a fair side of treatment between the man and the woman, or was it just a one-sided treatment?
I was trying to show specifically what a woman has to deal with. I wasn't trying to be unfair to men, but I wasn't concerned about what the position that the men were in at that time. It was about a woman and a decision that she would have to make that would be life-altering forever. For her.
Okay, someone over there has a question.
One thing that I think that was very strong in your play is that she could not be bought. They offered her the wedding, they offered her the honeymoon, they offered her so many materialistic things that she could have taken and been on easy street, but she stood her ground and let them know that she could not be bought. I think that was very important.
Thank you. And I see John saying,
Okay, we have one more in the corner over there.
You got two more.
Okay, well, that one on that corner.
Well, no, I respect you as a writer.
I love you as a
published my
writer.
book this year, so we write and think different, but I wrote something about the 1950s, because when you was talking about Coretta Scott, that's, of course, that was her choice. And one thing I like about what you wrote and how you directed your play was that she was running from the relationship, as well as that was her body, because your body is sacred. So not only was she, he raped her. So had she not been raped, I feel like it could have went a different way.
that's true. It's true, but that's true. But when you see the full production, you might see it a little differently. Even if she didn't get raped, she was beginning to be dissatisfied with what she was getting.
As a mother, getting married at 16, I wanted my baby. However, what they don't realize is, as you just said, it is life-altering. You can't go to the store in the winter without putting on clothes. You can't do this, you can't do that. Your life changes and sacrifices happen. And it has nothing to only do with a career. It has to do with your everyday living.
Absolutely.
And for somebody to think, because they're with you, if they take it, it's not rape, it's out of their damn mind.
Well said.
Okay, I'm going to jump in right here before we go any further.
But there was John?
Oh, no, I didn't have a question.
Okay.
Oh, see, smart.
I'm looking at this.
With the mother, because she's mentioned Coretta Scott King multiple times, I got a sense that she was sad about giving up her life because Coretta was a crutch and she did it because Coretta did it. But she sees Sydney and wishes that she didn't take that route. I feel like she didn't feel like she should have taken that route. But she has to convince herself because somebody in the spotlight did it as well, so it's like a crutch.
She's accepting her plight.
Yes.
You know, that was very astute of you. Do you all remember in the scene where Elizabeth Ann is saying, of course, now women can do anything, and then Keith Sr. comes over and puts his arms around her and she says,
I don't want you.
you know, and she says, and he says, and Keith Jr. says, she said, I wanted to sing opera and all that. He said, well, why didn't you? What happened, Mom? You happened. And then she looks at Keith Sr.
And then she starts singing.
Because at this point she has a captive audience. She's just letting it rip.
Okay, before we go any further, we keep talking about the full production, which is when?
The full production opens in the spring of 2020, March 2023, at the Theater for the New City in Manhattan. Executive Director Crystal Fields. So, and you audition for parts. And you know the little pink flyers you all have there. Hold on to those. Post them on Facebook. Tell folks about it.
And this is the only time we're going to do a commercial for another theater. So circle this on your calendar. This is the only time.
But I want to say this about this theater and this lady. I am honored to be here, to be on this stage. I know those of you who write, who are in the arts, you know how difficult it is to get people in places to help you get your work done, willing to do it. You get more no's and more doors closed in your face than you can mention. And it breaks your heart. And one day, I was down at the Theater for the New City
Commercial.
trying to promote this play. And a young man gave me a phone, and she was on the other end of the line. And she said, I'm looking for a play. I couldn't believe it. I was down there at Theater for the New City because I had an audition that I didn't care about. And it's just like the universe, God, whoever you want to call it, said, this is how you must go. That's right. And I got down there and I talked to this lady on the phone and I felt like I knew her forever. And then she said, we're gonna do your play. She hadn't seen it. She hadn't heard, she hadn't read anything. But all of that happened, that was like March. And then now it's June. So March, April, May, 4 months later, and another rewrite. And I want to thank JCAL. I want to thank the Jamaica Cultural
Center for
for
Arts and Learning. Meet the Playwright.
And I got one more thank you. I want to thank y'all. Thank you all for coming out and supporting us. And one more, can I bring the cast out?
Please do. Cast.
Children.
Oh, y'all, come on up. thank all of you for coming. I'm going to jump in.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
It's good to see all of you. Thank you for coming. I have to do a little bit of housekeeping as always, which is, like I said, this is the last play of this season. I've been informed really recently that September will start the new season. So I am in the market, a little bit lower, a little bit for new plays, because we do not repeat playwrights, nothing personal. But it's just, we're trying to make sure that we get as many new playwrights of color. I will be very specific because I've been getting plays from Maine and Canada, which has been kind of interesting. I don't know how they got my name, but absolutely. It is the Jamaica Center for Arts and Learning. Meet the Playwright. Send it to me. I'm Brenda Jones. I'm the curator, or just send it to the Arts and Learning. They'll know, and just write Meet the Playwright on it. But absolutely, it is short plays only, for actors only, just because this is, it may not look like it from there, but this is a really small stage. Really small stage, so, and there's only so many things we can do. But I'm absolutely in the mood for new plays. We're doing things, different things this fall. It will not be on Mondays. It'll be later in the week. So please keep in mind, spread the word. I'm Brenda Jones. Thank you and good night.